Hello and welcome to Analog Circuit Design online lecture series. Myself Prima Rawal from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. In this session, we are going to see the specialized ICs and its application unit. And in this unit, today's topic is PLL, that is phase lock loop, and its application. And also we are going to see the next topic, that is design of power supply. So let's start with that. So first of all, let us see the block diagram of PLL, that is phase lock loop. Now first of all, let me tell you what is phase lock loop. So in this, whenever we want to make the output phase that is fixed, instead of any variations at the input side, we can use phase lock loop. That's why it is called as PLL, phase lock loop. Now here the block diagram of PLL is indicated. In this, there are basically 4 blocks. First one is phase detector. Second one is LPF, that is low pass filter. Third one is amplifier. And the fourth one is VCO, that is voltage controlled oscillators. So in the first block, which is phase detector, input is given having the input voltage Vi and input frequency Fi. Now the phase detector will detect the phase of the input signal and it will compare this input with the feedback given here through this feedback part, that is the output voltage with the input voltage, and by comparing these two, it will generate a difference voltage which is called as error voltage VE. This error voltage is given to the next block, which is low pass filter. As the name suggests, low pass filter will allow to pass the lower frequency component by blocking the high frequency components. The output of this low pass filter is given to the next block, which is the amplifier. The amplifier will amplify the signal, giving the control voltage VC value to the next block, which is voltage controlled oscillator. The voltage control oscillator will control the voltage by giving the fixed output voltage of VO and F. Okay? Above that there is a forward path where the phase detector output is given to the low pass filter, output of low pass filter is given to amplifier, and the output of amplifier is given to voltage control oscillator. And this is the feedback part where the VC output is given to the phase detector. Okay? So this is the block diagram of PLL. Now, the 3 states of operation through which the VCO undergoes are: the first one, that is pre-running state. In this, there is no control on VCO output frequency FO. That's why it is called as pre-running state, where there is no control. Second one is capture state. In this, the comparison of FO and FS, that is output frequency and signal frequency, begins. That means it starts capturing the signal frequency. Here the control voltage VC starts adjusting FO to bring closer to FS. This is the capture state. And the third state is the phase lock state, when FO, that is output frequency, is exactly equal to FS. The PLL is said to be phase locked. That means at that stage when output is exactly equal to input, where it is called as phase is locked, that is phase lock state. So these are the 3 states of operation for which the VCO undergoes: pre-running state, capture state, and phase lock state. Okay? Now let us see the pin diagram of the IC SENE565. So this is the pin diagram for this. So this IC is of 14 pins. Till now, whatever the ICs we have seen were of 7 pins. That means IC741 was of 7 pins. Timer IC555 was also of 7 pins. But this PLL IC is of 14 pins. Let us see which are the pins for that. So here pin number 1 is for negative voltage. Pin number 2 is for the input. Pin number 3 is also for input. One is for the negative input, another one is for the positive input. Pin number 4 is for VCO output, that is voltage controlled oscillator output. Pin number 5 is for VCO input. Pin number 6 is for reference output. And pin number 7 is for demodulated output. Now pin number 8 is for the external resistance for VCO. Pin number 9 is for external capacitor for VCO. Pin number 10 is for positive voltage plus V. And the other 4 pins, that are pin number 11, 12, 13 and 4 are left open. There are no connections for that. Okay. So this is the pin diagram for IC 565, timer IC and SCNE 565. Now let us see the equation for the free running frequency of VCO. That is given as FO, that is equal to 0.3 divided by RT/CT Hertz. If we calculate the frequency for lock range delta FL, that is plus or minus 8F0 or at 8FO output frequency divided by V Hertz, and the capture range delta FC, that is equals to plus or minus delta FL divided by 2 pi into 3.6 into 10 raised to 3 into C raised to 1 by 2. That means under root of delta FL by 2 pi into 3.6 into 10 raised to 3 into capacitance value. Okay. All of 3 formulas are to be remembered by you for free running frequency, block range frequency and capture range frequency. Okay. Now let us see the example for this. So here it is asked to calculate the output frequency FO, lock range delta FL and capture range delta FC of a PLL if RT equals to 1 kilo ohm, CT equals to 0.1 microfarad and filter capacitor C, that is 10 microfarad. So let us list out the given values first of all. So RT is 1 kilo, CT is 0.1 microfarad and C equals to 10 microfarad. So we have seen that the output frequency FO, that is equals to 0.25 divided by RT/CT, that is equals to 0.25 divided by 1 into 10 raised to 3 into 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 6. That will give the value 2.5 kilohertz. Second is now delta FL, that is for lock range frequency. The formula for that is plus or minus 8FO by V hertz. Here, assuming that V equals to 20 volts, you can obtain the value delta FL, that is plus or minus 8 into 2.5 kilohertz divided by 20, that is equals to plus or minus 1 kilohertz. So the delta FL value is plus or minus 1 kilohertz. Now, the third one is capture range. So the formula for that is delta FO, that is equals to plus or minus FL divided by 2 pi into 3.6 into 10 raised to 3 into C raised to 1 by 2. Here the capacitance value is 10 microfarad, that is 10 into 10 raised to minus 6. We have placed that value. By solving this, we can have the value plus or minus 66.5 hertz. So the capture range value, the frequency is plus or minus 66.5 hertz. That means the range is minus 66.5 hertz to plus 66.5 hertz. Okay. Now let us see the applications of PLL. So the first application of PLL is frequency multiplication or division. Second one is frequency translation. Third one is amplitude demodulation. Fourth one is frequency demodulation. Fifth one is FSK demodulation, where FSK stands for frequency shift keying. Sixth one is tracking filters, that means 3-point tracking, 2-point tracking, which are the tracking filters used. In that, PLL can be used. Seventh is phase shifter, that means shifting of the phase. shifting of the phase by 90 degree, 180 degree or likewise. And the eighth one is signal synchronizer. That is for the synchronization purpose, as PLL gives the phase synchronized pulses, right? So I repeat the applications of PLL: frequency multiplication or division, that means twice of FM, 4 of FM, yeah, f by 2, f by 4 likewise. Second is frequency translation, that means from one frequency to another frequency conversion. Amplitude demodulation, that means whatever the amplitude modulation is done, to demodulate that, PLL can be used. Same way for the frequency demodulation. FSK, that is frequency shifting demodulation, tracking filters, phase shifters and signal synchronizers. Now next is voltage regulators. So there are two types of voltage regulators: shunt voltage regulator and series voltage regulator. So if we look at the classifications of IC voltage regulators, there are two types of IC voltage regulators. First one is linear regulators and the second one is switching regulators. In linear regulators, there are again two types: fixed voltage regulators and adjustable output voltage regulators. Now, in fixed voltage regulator, as the name suggests, the output will be of fixed voltage value. Either it can be positive voltage or it can be negative voltage. And in adjustable output voltage regulator, the output can be variable. Same way, it can be positive or negative. Now, let us see the three-terminal fixed voltage regulators. So, in the ICs, if 78XX series is there, that will give you fixed positive voltage output. The last two digits XX gives the output voltage value. As you can see from the table, if 7805 IC number is there, it indicates that the last two digits indicate that the output voltage value is 5 volts. Same way, if 7812 is there, IC number 7812, it gives the output voltage 12 volts. That means the last two digits, this gives the output voltage value. Okay. Likewise, if 79XX series is there, they will give you fixed negative voltage output. That means if 7905 is there, last digit indicates the value of the voltage but the negative voltage. It means 7905 will give minus 5 volts. Same way, 7906, 7908, 7912, 7915, 7924, this will give the output voltage according to the last two digits but negative. That means if 7924 is there, IC number 7924, it gives minus 24 volts as the output. So in short, 78XX series will give the positive output voltage, that is fixed, and 79XX will give negative output voltage, that is also fixed. Okay. Next is adjustable voltage regulator using 78XX series. Here, to get the adjustable or variable output voltage, two capacitors are used: input capacitor C1, output capacitor CO, and variable resistance R2 and R1. Okay. Here the output voltage value is given as VR into 1 plus R2 by R1 plus IQ R2. Now next is block diagram of adjustable positive voltage regulator, that is LM317. LM317 series block diagram is indicated over here. Here the main blocks are voltage reference, comparators, protector circuit and Darlington series pass transistor pad. So this is the block diagram of LM317 IC. I hope that these are clear to you now. These are the references for this. Thank you. Thank you for listening and thanks for watching.